Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
Bar weep, grana weep, ninny bong listeners from across the universe, and welcome to Fumble Through!
Fumble Through!
A podcast that was handed the Prime Matrix and will soon turn into a minivan with curtains called Fumblius Prime. We're happy you could join us here in the Fumble Factory. Sitting with me today, we have our wonderful players, Lindsay, Luke, and Brett. I'm the GM for this game, Justin, and if you've liked the last 15 episodes...
So make sure you like us and follow us on social media in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
I've really enjoyed chatting with you guys on Facebook too, posting stuff, talking about the game, what you like about role-playing. Feel free to join us on those chats, like us, recommend us to your friends.
I've liked talking to most of you. You know who you are.
Each and every week, we like to begin by discussing something from the realms of geekiness that we inhabit. If you'd like to give us a suggestion, hit us up on our social media or join the many discussions taking place on our Fumble Through Facebook group, where you can chat with other like-minded nerds, ask questions, and seek wisdom from the hive mind. This week, we're going to continue the theme started in the opening statements. One of the most shocking character deaths in my young life was that of Optimus Prime in the animated Transformers movie. The Goldbergs even did an entire episode about how that impacted us. Today, I would like to hear from you about a fictional death that had a significant impact on you.
I think you did well doing that one with the Optimus Prime, actually. Yeah, that's a fantastic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now you
Like,
have mine.
Now we got
Totally unexpected when I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Like, totally
And
unexpected.
in the first 10
yeah,
minutes.
literally, yeah, right
Yeah.
at the start. Yeah,
Like, no, this fight's... What? No, they can't be both... They're both dead? No!
well, Megatron never actually died. He became Galvatron.
Yeah,
didn't
he
So
did.
he got a
Well,
second
they
lease
both-
to life.
I guess they both died, but their Matrix or their Primes, the All Spark, as they now have turned it into. Who's got one?
I don't know. I'm going to
Gee, that's a tough one, eh? Yeah.
Oh, I've got...
You've gone straight off the bat with probably the most, like as a kid, that was our first inkling of that. So
I have so many character deaths that have upset me over the years.
Are we
So
talking movie,
many.
book, or
Anything.
whatever?
Fictional character death that actually hit you hard.
Final Fantasy VII era dying. Phew.
Could you explain that for people who may not know, like me?
Well, it's just a character that you basically the first part of the game is finding this girl, rescuing her, all that kind of thing, and then she just dies. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh my God. Now, did you just ruin that game for me?
No, it's the
Spoiler alert. Jesus.
first half, you know, then you got to do the rest. It's a really good game. You should play it. It was out of nowhere and it was a shock.
I reckon for me, it would probably be Fellowship of the Ring when Boromir dies. Now, even though I knew that was
yeah.
coming, because obviously read the book, seen the animated movie as well back in
Yep.
the day, that scene was so well acted, I thought, with Sean Bean. Fantastic. That whole, yeah.
Sean Bean's had at least 2 surprising deaths in his career that have rocked the world. There's that one and the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the Ned Stark, again, I knew, I
Yeah.
knew that was coming, but even then I
You
was
knew
like...
that was coming.
Well, because I remember before that show was on, years before, my friend had been reading the books, and he lent me the first one. He said, like, don't get used to any of the characters. They will all die.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I never actually got around to reading it. And it wasn't until I started watching, I was like, this seems awfully familiar to me. I'm sure it's literally almost like to the episode where he dies. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. And then, yeah, chop. I was like, oh.
To be honest, Game of
she's
Thrones
so
cheapened a lot of
unceremoniously.
deaths for me.
Oh, I remember reading that book because I read the books before the show.
Me too.
But I remember reading that, just going, oh yeah, no, this is some trick. They're not gonna. What? They just took one. Oh no, because he'd already had his leg smashed by that point. Then he's up there, and Arya's standing there. I'm like, Arya's gonna do something that no, she's not. Oh, okay. Oh, this is going from bad to worse. As did that whole show in terms of the Stark family.
I've got a couple. Flint from the Dragonlance series, the old dwarf, the hill dwarf that was with them the whole time, having a heart attack in the middle of the hills because he was like a mainstay, the father figure for that, the companions. And then he just died of a heart attack. And it was a beautiful moment, especially with Tasselhoff. And for those that know The Walking Dead, Glenn.
No.
Do you remember the Glenn? Did you guys watch Walking Dead?
I watched season 1 and I bailed out because
so
it
this
was
is-
so dark. I was like, I couldn't cope
It's
with it.
really dark. This was the bit that we were on tenterhooks the whole time, and they're in a circle with the bad guy going
with the baseball bat.
with the baseball
I've
bat.
heard all about
And,
Ugh, yeah.
Like, you couldn't believe it.
I love the fact that they recorded that death scene for every single person, so no one knew which one was going to be the right one.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should probably say spoiler alert.
Oh, come on
Just
now.
before
edit that back into the beginning of the
before
conversation.
any of this happens. Spoiler alert.
Why?
What?
Like, do I have to say, spoiler alert,
Oh no, for this entire conversation.
Gilligan gets lost on an island?
This entire conversation. Well, Glenn comes out of nowhere, like the death of.
Yeah, but it's years past the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Like, we know Katniss wins at the Hunger Games, right?
sure?
Do I have
What?
to spoiler alert that shit?
The odds aren't ever in her favour. So you went Flint from Dragonlance. What about Stern Brightblade? Stern Brightblade facing off against that dragon on top of that wall and dying. That's one of the most heroic deaths in all of fantasy. And I think it is one that has stayed with me forever. And I get what you're saying about Flint just having a heart. It's just a death that meant nothing. Like Sturm's, everything hinged on Stern Brightblade holding that wall while everybody else escaped. His death meant something.
It was absolutely his his big moment at the end, but you expected that from him, right?
Yeah.
That was the moment he was living up to.
Yep.
Flint was never living up to just dying of a heart attack in the middle of a mountain range.
Yeah, that's right. It really did come a little left field from that. And Tasselhoff was never the same afterwards.
No.
We love Dragonlance books. I've also got another one from video games, and this is a very recent one. If you haven't played this game, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to you right now, but Red Dead Redemption 2, playing Arthur Morgan for the entire game and then having him die of consumption is so emotionally draining, and you know it's happening and you can't do anything about it. This is a character who you kind of fall in love with, and you're like, he's the heart and soul of this band of brigands and he might turn them good, and then he contracts consumption, and the whole time that he's got it, you are just sitting there going, no, this can't happen. Why would they kill this character I've fallen in love with? But then they do it so well and so sensitively that it is just, it's going to remain as one of my all-time favorite games because of that.
I must admit, I haven't finished it yet, so.
Sorry, Lindsay.
But I actually hate him, so it's fine.
It depends how you play him, though, I guess.
I
It's-
play him the best way I can. I just don't like the character.
Yeah, he does grow on you.
The way they've done it so that you can be good and evil and still do it makes it to me that he doesn't feel real.
I just really enjoy that whole storyline. I just liked it. Shut up. Shut up. I'm allowed to have grief.
Play Final Fantasy VII.
For the listeners at home, that was Justin having feelings.
Yeah, I don't
First
like
time
it.
ever.
Although I gotta say, one of the more obvious ones for me as well was Darth Vader's death.
Did that really have an effect on you?
Yeah, I that whole scene just before he dies, where he chucks the Emperor like that. Like the original cut as well, before they added a
Yeah.
dialogue, which was
Yeah.
guff. The original cut where he picks the Emperor up, and that music in the
Yeah.
back, there's no dialogue, is there? It's just the sound effect of the lightning,
Yeah.
and he just the music in the
And the
background picks
breathing,
him up,
the
and
flavoured
just
breathing.
chucks
Yeah.
him over, and then to do all that, save his son, to then just basically die. Like
Yeah.
so, he saved him in a sense, but then he just dies anyway.
The redemption story.
Yeah,
of
really.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, that I always find that pretty heartrending.
There are a bunch of deaths in the Star Wars books, the Legends books. Chewbacca's death, amazing.
Non-canon.
No, Legends. But Chewbacca's death is amazing. He's saving Han and Leia's son, and a planet kills him. And it's the only way to kill Chewbacca. by a planet. Yeah, literally, like terraforming a planet, and he
goes
doesn't
haywire.
get off. Luke and Mara's son's death,
Yeah.
amazing, in service to the Jedi and the future of the Jedi Order. And then Jason Solo's death, amazing. All of them, amazing.
And now we return to our night watch in the Living City, where we find our heroes outside the Red Sail Tavern. Let's join the adventure as we go back to Reg, Flopsy, Piera, Jack Harker, and Miles. What are you guys going to do about the thug that is unconscious in the street?
Pierre, what do we do with arrests in this place?
Oh, we arrest them?
Okay, you're under arrest. Now what?
I'll tie him up, shall I? Grab a rope, tie up his hands behind his back,
Sure.
pocket the dagger, pat him down, see if he's got any other weapons on him.
Contraband.
He's got a dagger on him. He's got a short sword that was tucked around the
Plus
back.
4 short sword. Fantastic.
Now remember, stealing is wrong.
Profound, Miles. Thank you.
We specifically got told this before we started that
True.
stealing was wrong.
True.
Was a breaking a law. We are not lawbreakers.
I'm looking for information.
Just saying, carry on.
Patting him down, seeing what else I can find on him. Any notes, any information, any hints at that?
No, there's nothing. You see upon closer inspection that the black armband he has with the Night Watch is a crude replica at best. And a cursory glance, it's enough for somebody to actually figure out that he's part of the Night Watch. But if you inspected it a little bit more and you knew what you were looking for, somebody has just doctored this for some type of scam. On his body, you find a studded leather, 2 daggers, sap, and copper coins, probably about 10 copper coins. There's not much there. He hasn't really had anything.
Boys, I think we need to disarm this guy. Well, no need for taking his other stuff, as Miles has rightly
You want to
pointed out.
cut off his arms?
Don't want this guy running around doing unsavory things.
Right, take
with a
his
piece of
weapons
steel.
and send him to jail.
A couple of seconds later, the guys from the inn, the big burly innkeeper, come out with what must be one of the chefs because he's holding a big cleaver with a look of death in his eyes. And he's like, I'll take care of him.
That's all right, sir. We're just going to take him down to the watch house.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yes.
We've had problems with these guys.
3 of them got away. Perhaps you could save your cleaverage for
Your cleavage.
big guy. Should they return?
Oh,
This guy, if we take him down to the watch house, we might be able to find out who those 3 are and track them down before many untoward activities occur in the future.
right.
Your name, good sir?
Who are you asking?
Chef.
About? Oh,
Your name, chef.
my name's Mac.
What is the
Jeez.
Mac? What is the food of choice in the tavern tonight? What would you recommend?
Fucking love that question. Thanks.
You bring the chef out. You're going to get asked a food question, my
The
friend.
meat pie, which our friend here was about to end up in.
The house special. Have this special. Everyone's loving it tonight.
So, like seeing what Arya feeds that guy the pie with his skin. I think nice. Yum.
Well, depends what you want. We've got deep fried chicken strips, deep fried potato wedges, loaded baby artichokes. We got fish stew that's really nice. We got a fish soup, which is really nice. We got a fin soup, which is also pretty nice. There's an iceberg salad for the lady folk, I guess. A romaine salad. But if you want some of the nicest stuff, we've got blackened lamb, grilled frog. Plenty to eat, sir.
Yes,
Blackened.
Mac. What's your choice? What's the pick of the menu?
Can we just deal with this guy and then maybe get some healing and then go inside and sit down?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Sorry, I thought this guy was dealt with. Yeah. How did we get him to the watch house?
Piera, how far is the watch house from here?
We'll take him.
Any chance I can get a bit of healing before you go?
All
Or should I use my wand?
right. Perhaps we should gather around.
I'm fine.
She gathers you all around. Burst. Plonk. She prays to Kate and Kaylin. Again, you get that mist of beer smell that falls over you before.
Beer?
Yeah. It's of mead and beer and
Nice.
alcohol that
Nice.
sort of comes into the air, and you are healed 4 points of healing
Lovely.
again before she sets off with the bound prisoner, taking him off by herself to the watch house, which is a little bit away. She says, I'll be back.
Oh, she's coming
Uh,
back.
Yeah, give me some time. Obviously, you get something to eat.
Be safe.
Leaving you guys to go into the Red Sail Tavern.
It's right. I'm parched.
Is everyone
I'm
else-
really
Jack
hungry.
Harker, old Jack Harker looks at you and says, well, this is time for me to go in. Will you assist me on finding the vampire? This would be the place where vampires would tread. Please keep your necks well guarded.
Well, Jack, I think this is the place to go. I'm sure they've got some steak on the menu. No? Tough crowd.
You might need this. And he hands each of you a clove of garlic, like is it a pod of
A
garlic?
bulb.
A bulb of garlic.
A pod.
Just a little tiny, just a jar of minced garlic. And he says, you may need this, but perhaps you may not. Keep your eyes out. If the vampire is here, this is going to get quite the hairy.
What's the knowledge check on vampires? From just what I know of.
Knowledge religion?
Religion, really?
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Undead.
I can make some inquiries about vampires into my deep recesses of my mind.
That is right. Shall we enter? Are you ready for this?
I mean, I'm still a little bit banged up, but sure, let's go.
Do you want to
Can I do a heal check on him?
I've got a wand. We could use the wand.
give yourself some
Got a
judicious
heal check
wanding?
of 20 on Miles from Reg.
Well, I'm not bloodied. I'm just not full.
Top it up with the wand. Go on.
Bling.
Is that the noise it makes?
It's his activation sound.
It's like a toy. Kid's
I am.
toy.
Oh, this wand is great. Much better than that.
How are you, Reginald? You all right?
Yeah, Reggie's okay.
Do you want a poke?
I'm good. Save it till I'm not so good.
Okay.
Jack,
Yes.
what exactly were you looking for when we go in there?
Well, you will see signs of the vampire. First, you will look for the teeth, the canine teeth, and he opens his jaw. They will be extruded. They will also be mid-sucking on somebody's neck or wrist, or perhaps inner thigh, where the blood is at its best. This is the sign of the vampire. You shall put your holy symbol into their faces. They shall shriek away. If you feed them the garlic, they shall also shriek away. If you see the rat or the bat, perhaps that is sign of the vampire. This is why I thought your friend here, with the rat following him, was also a vampire.
Any holy symbol? Will that work?
Yes, if you have the means of casting the divine spells, this would be most helpful.
Would a guy, human with air quotes, loosely controlling thousands of rats maybe be a vampire?
This sounds like the actions of the vampire, yes. The vampire is also very, very seductive. If you run across the female vampire, she will sometimes seduce you. She will take you to her bed, and you will not know what happened. And while the rubber tassel will be very fun, you will not survive.
Well, after you check out in here, you might want to check out the down by the docks. There's a warehouse full of a guy with thousands of rats.
You say the vampire is in the docks? Why didn't you tell me this before?
We didn't mention thousands of rats being a sign of vampirism.
We're actually on a mission to explore that, looking for the Piper. Remember the
yes,
Piper?
the Piper.
This is good, but first we must ensure that the people in here are safe. Come, we will look inside the Red Tavern and you will help me to investigate all patrons. One of them, I'm sure, is the vampire.
It's true, and the name Red Tavern, like red in blood, might mean he likes visiting here.
That is right. You will also notice that the sun is not up. Again, prime vampire time.
Can Flopsy do a religion check to find out how much of what Jack's saying is kosher?
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, all of these things point to vampire materials, yes.
Okay.
These are all vampire things.
And we're likely to find a vampire in the middle of a tavern.
Well, this is where they like to come to feed. Vampires get hungry too, you know.
Let's go.
Very well.
Right, boys, let's get in the tavern.
Yes,
Let's do it.
that's good. Let's do it.
Let's do this. And he pushes open the doors that lead into the tavern. Inside the tavern, it's smoky. It smells of warmth and food and a little bit of stale mead and beer, much like the smell that Caden Kaelin likes to dribble over people as he heals them. The tavern itself has about 12 patrons, including the bartender who you saw outside being argued with by the thugs.
So pretty quiet.
It's pretty quiet. Jack, as soon as he walks in, walks up to one of the patrons and just sticks his holy symbol straight in their face. Are you the vampire? And he kind of walks up and he says, quick, you must search all of the patrons.
I don't have a holy symbol, sir, Jack.
Use the garlic, man. Do not tip our hand. And he pushes another holy symbol straight into the next person's face.
Can I see anyone leaving the tavern?
No. People are looking at Jack like, what are you doing? As he kind of skulks. You can see him almost in parody of somebody who is walking around. He kind of looks away pointedly, walks up near somebody, then turns around brandishing his holy symbol as quickly as he can, ensuring that it goes straight into their face.
So Reg has a good scan of the room. Is there anything else that you can see in that looks suspicious or?
Just looks like people going about their evening wears, old fishermen, people that work on the docks, people that are just people that live here, just having a drink, getting something to eat, talking to each other. After about the fourth person, you can see the bartender looking, his eyebrows furrow, and he's looking at Jack. And Jack's looking at you guys. Are you making any motion to put your holy symbols into people or do any garlic
into people.
or against people or show your holy symbols to people?
Flopsy will walk up to the bartender and say, "Oh, my good sir, we will have something to eat, just something light, I think. Hot pockets? Do you have hot pockets? And a jug of ale, I would think.
Coming right up.
Thank
I
you."
would like to look for someone who looks like a good gossip. So probably middle-aged woman who seems to be
Oh, you're looking for Karen.
talking talking quite readily.
Any place where you have alcohol being consumed, there are people talking, and there you can spot a guy specifically, bit red in the cheeks, talking some big game.
Okay, I'd approach them.
You start heading over towards the two drunks who are having a fairly lively conversation, and you get near to their conversation. Reg, what are you doing?
So I'm just going to move around the tavern itself, just keeping an eye on people, just trying to survey what looks suspicious and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to listen in on conversations as I'm walking past them.
Sure. Jack walks straight past you, Reggie, as you're looking around. He says, "Have you found the vampire searchers? Your friends are not doing the searching. As a matter of fact, the one at the bar, he's put himself into a position where he can't see the entire room."
Jack, don't you worry. We're professionals. We know what we're doing.
I do not think you do.
They've taken up positions. We've got the room covered.
It
We-
could
you and
be
me, you and me,
anybody.
you and me are working the room. When the moment happens, they'll be ready to go.
It could be this guy. And he turns around, brandishes his holy symbol in a place, at which point the bartender goes, "Oh, yeah. What's he doing? What are you doing, mate?"
At this point, he probably sees Mile at the table talking to these guys, and he's talking about farming he used to do. And he's like, "Oh, growing this beautiful garlic, have a whiff." And he's like holding all the garlic.
Yeah. The bartender comes around from the bar and he goes, "What's he doing? He's annoying my customers. Get out of here. You three are all right. I saw what you did. You're the night watch." You going to stop him from kicking Harker out?
No, Flopsy's at the bar. He was
It's all
ordering,
Reg.
waiting
Reg
for his
is in on
jug.
there. Miles is
He's
off
all
to
right.
the
He's
others.
all right. Trust me, he's all right. He's just a little on edge. He was out there with us with the boys. He helped us out.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Apparently, there is some nefarious beings possibly in this room. He's just checking them out. Won't take a moment.
What kind of nefarious behavior? I don't want him hassling all my patrons here. These are paying customers. They're all here to eat, drink, and be happy. Your friend over there, he's doing the right thing. I can see he's made some friends. Oi, Perry, leave him alone. Don't talk his ear off. Watch out for Perry, mate.
Is that the bricklayer?
Who? What?
Perry, the mason. Perry
God,
the
I
mason.
hate your jokes sometimes.
So there's only 12 people in here. If he can just go up and talk to each of them very, very quickly, we'll be done in a jiffy. Investigation over. You will have helped the watch quite a fair bit.
What
and
is
then
he
we'll be on our way.
investigating?
Nefarious activities, best left for the watch business.
Yeah, like what? If anyone's going to know anything about my bar, who do you think's going to know?
Why don't you step up to the bar? We'll have a quiet chat at the bar so as not to upset the patrons.
Well, I can see that that's already happening. That's why I'm out here.
I'll
You're
deal
going to
with that.
stop him from shoving that thing in their faces?
So Reg will walk up to Jack and be like, "Here, Jack, just ease off a little bit. Just a little more finesse.
But what if the vampire is in here?
If he's in here, you're not making it a very quiet affair that you're here to find him. So let's be a little bit more delicate about what we're doing."
Yes, that's right. If I do find the vampire, I shall kill the vampire. Will you help me, Reg?
But I am helping you, Jack. I am helping you, but you're not helping yourself, mate. That's what you need to do. You need to calm down. There's better ways of doing this than just sticking your holy symbol in people's faces.
Then what shall we do?
Watch. And then Reg will walk around with his holy symbol, just kind of casually like go wave to a person and tap him on the hand, say, "Having a good night," but with the holy symbol in his hand. Nothing happens. Moves on to the next person and then turns around to Jack and gives him a little wink, say thumbs up. So like, that's how you do it.
Make a diplomacy check as you're moving around.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just to make sure that you
Fucking natural 19. This is what happens when you use Q Workshop dice.
Yeah, so Reg, you walk around and you, with aplomb, go through, and Jax eventually says to you, "You have checked everybody out in here, and there is no vampire."
Doesn't seem to be. I mean, if you're sure this is going to work with the old holy symbol on the skin,
That is right. Now, you say that the vampire could be at the warehouse?
Well, we've been given reason to believe that there's somebody that's taken a lot of rats.
Then to the warehouse I will go.
Okay.
Adieu to you. And he turns around, sweeps his cloak, and walks out of there.
2 problems solved in one go.
We cut back to Miles, who's talking to Perry the farmer. Well, actually, it's Perry the fisherman, not the mason. Jesus Christ. We cut back to Miles. You threw me off then. We cut back to Miles. You're sitting next to it. You can hear Perry and Terry, and they're having a nice little conversation. It's like, I done caught a big fish today. It was the biggest catch that I found.
Oh, you know what to go really well with that fish?
Oi.
Garlic. That's where he
Oh.
holds up his symbol, his garlic, and he's like, would you like a bit of garlic to go with your fish?
I don't have that fish here right now.
I know, but you can take it home and cook it later.
Oh, all right. That's mighty fine of you. And he picks the garlic up and he kind of puts it in, tucks it away. Oh, Perry, how about you have some of this? We'll swap it between us. And they break it apart and they swap it between the two of them. What's your name, fella?
Oh, name's Miles. How's it going?
My name's... Oh,
Perry.
I'm doing... I confused myself. I had a stroke. I've been drinking, you see.
Oh, I'd love to join you, but I'm on duty, the watch and all.
What ye be doing here, Miles?
Oh, there's a bit of a scuffle outside that we just broke up, and we're actually looking for a bit of information about a piper.
Do ye now?
Yes. Shit.
What do ye be looking for? Why are ye laughing at my voice?
I said we be looking for a bit of information about a piper, like a musical piper, apparently in these parts.
Are ye looking for a bard?
Yeah, he may be a bard. Yes, apparently he's playing a fluted instrument, like a wind instrument of some kind.
Ye ain't finding a bard here.
No, not anywhere in town that you've heard of.
Terry. You remember that day we were down in the boats and your missus, she got angry at us
Well,
because
is that Carrie by any chance?
we were out all night and we heard that weird noise. I remember that. There's that new sport that's happened. That new sport over in Old Town. I don't know what's there because they said that we had to pay and we couldn't pay, remember, because we'd spent all our money on... Well, let's not talk about that because I'll get in trouble again.
So this sport wouldn't have anything to do with rats, would it?
I don't know if there's rats involved.
Okay, so Old Town, you say?
Old Town, there's new sport over there. People are... They talk about it like it's a good thing, but you got to buy yourself in.
So if I go over there, I'll be able to ask around and hopefully find it quite easily.
Maybe that might be your only bet.
Thank you very much. You guys have been most useful.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for the guide.
Next round's on me.
Oh, nice. Gov. Next round's on him. We'll have the one from the top shelf, please.
And I go up to the bar and pay their drinks.
Cutting to the bar where Flopsy's talking to Gov Landrum, the owner of the...
It's the Red Sail Tavern.
Thank you, the Red Sail Tavern.
Fine establishment you've got here.
Thank you.
We're just doing our rounds on the watch. Any interesting information you can share? Notice you had some problems with some people impersonating the watch. Anything else going on?
I don't know what their people were about, but you drove them off, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Here's a drink.
I'll take it at a booth if you're all right. Reg, we've got some food and a jug of ale coming.
Oh, finally, right.
You
No
deserve
drinking on the
it.
job.
It's
I've
light.
just-
It's light, right?
Clocked off for 15 minutes on my break. It's fine. One question, Gov. Gov, is that your name? Mr. Gov?
People call me Gov, yeah.
Gov, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And your name is?
People call me Flopsy.
That's a weird name.
I'm a little bit weird, though, tell me. Wondering if you've heard anything about a piper or rat fights or anything like that going on.
I ain't heard nothing of the sort. I don't have a problem with rats in here, if that's what you're asking.
No.
Don't know what any business of the watch that is.
We're just investigating a lead. It's official watch business. I can't talk too much about it. But we're seeking someone who plays a pipe, a wooded instrument, to exterminate or get rid of rats and perhaps also set up rat fights.
What? I know nothing of that.
Okay, I appreciate
Ain't
your
no
assistance.
fights coming in here.
If you hear anything, will you let me know?
I will. Now,
I appreciate it.
can you tell me what was that guy all about?
He was searching for vampires.
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 They don't exist.
Well, let's just you and I agree on that.
There is a rumor going around that there's a vampire in the waterfront somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's just scuttlebutt.
What waterfront?
All of it, somewhere.
Any particular location we should head to? Like, we are the Watch. We'll investigate that.
know.
We'll get rid of this rumor once and for all. It's ridiculous.
Yes, I don't know any more than there's a rumor that vampires don't exist.
What's the best way to investigate something called a waterfront?
You go to the water and investigate the front of it.
Okay, we'll take our meal and make sure there's nothing happening in this, anything else. Those guys don't come back for the next 20 minutes to half an hour. Then we'll be on our way.
All right, I appreciate your help.
So what'd you guys find out?
Well, apparently there's a sighting of a rumor of a vampire at the waterfront, which is where the water and the front meet.
Are we thinking this is the same person we're supposed to be looking for with the pipe?
I think it might be
Well-
something that Jack has to do with.
I have some information about the guy with the pipe.
Oh.
Apparently, there is a new sport in Old Town, and they hear this weird noise. You got to pay to enter. Apparently, if we go to Old Town and ask about this new sport, anyone will be able to point us in the right direction. So this kind of leads into the rat fights that we heard about earlier.
That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, they said they heard an eerie noise, like it sounded like a flute of some kind. So.
Okay. Good.
Right. Let's fill our bellies and move on then.
So what are we going to do about? We just sent Jack off to the warehouse.
Justin!
I didn't even hear it.
You just said the words jack off. That's it. That's all it took.
Anyway, what are we going to do about Jack? We just sent him to the warehouse.
Out of mind, out of sight, I think is the best thing that...
Do you not think this vampire threat is real? From my 5 cents motive earlier, he seemed like he knew exactly what he was talking about.
Look, Kudzu's head back to the what's the place under the ground where the tunnels
Sewers?
are? Sewers. Kudzu's head back to
For
the
a smart
sewers.
guy.
I don't think he'll be any trouble. If there's a vampire, we're hearing it's at the waterfront. We haven't met that yet. We could eat, go back to Old Town, maybe meet Madame Piara on the way.
I was going to say, if we're going to do that and we haven't waited from Piara, we'll have to leave a message here so that when she gets back,
Good
she knows where
idea.
we're heading.
God will you pass on a message.
I think it'd probably be a good idea for her to have a few minutes away from us anyway.
She's a little bit lost when we get into combat. She never knows what to do.
Seems quite highly strung
Well-
as well. And one minute she's saying don't hurt things, and then she's shooting stuff with crossbows.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I had this terrible dream while I was knocked out earlier that I suddenly got burnt again by one of your bombs.
That was
and
the
there's-
healing hands of Kaelin Kadir.
There's a bit of singe on my shirt that wasn't here before.
Really? You must be more careful, Miles. You
Yeah.
don't have a lot of spare clothes.
I do not.
Just be a bit careful with yourself, will you?
None of the cast stuff fits me.
Right, let's eat the food.
Let's eat and drink.
Yeah.
It's been a night.
It's been a night, yeah. I think
It's
we're all
been
a
a-
little bit traumatized.
It's been a bit of a tough night. This is not what I was expecting. They said ruffians. We've only dealt with
5
one lot of ruffians.
5 GP for this night. We should report back those fake night watches back when we go back to see the what's it?
I'm
the
assuming
sergeant,
Pierre
lieutenant?
will do that while she's dropping
Oh,
them
good
off.
idea, good idea. And they'll interrogate that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but after finding a nice warm meal and a bit of refreshment, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, depending on how you go, the Gov's happy to serve you whatever you want. You are free to go on.
Is there room after we've eaten to have a little chat to the people in the bar and just do a bit of sense motive to see if we can find anything else about rats or
There's room,
vampires?
but there's nothing else to be found.
Right.
At this point, you've talked around, you've asked, you've talked to everyone. in
Explored the
bar.
room.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. You don't think there's any further information to be garnered from the people in here.
I know.
Let's go.
Old time.
First to the crow's light.
Oh, the
Yes, we'll go, go to check Crow's Light.
And you continue your little patrol around the crow's nest area. You walk through the houses. Everything seems to be getting quieter as the night progresses on. It's getting a bit later. And especially for the people of Crow's Nest, who you think might be the working class, their nighttime or their bedtime is probably a bit sooner than you would think maybe in the bigger city of Dock Hollow itself. You start moving out towards the crow's light. The mist actually gets a little thicker through this area as you start heading out the pier. It's a big stone pier, I guess, that can, I'm not sure what they're actually called geographically, but essentially there's a jut out of land with a road that goes onto it. And at the end of it, there is a light there. That light is exactly a lighthouse. And as you're walking down it, you see some flashes of different types of light coming from the end, not just the fire that signifies don't sail your boat past here or you'll crash into something, but flashes of light. You even think that one of them might have been a fireball.
Does any of them look like the flare?
No.
Right. So it's not another group in trouble.
That looks like magic in the distance there, Flopsy.
Come on, let's hurry up. Something's going on down there.
Let's go. Remember, we're not the watch.
I'm right behind you guys. Got little legs, so I'm going to be behind you here.
We're not the watch, but like, I'm confused. Let's go.
As you approach, you see a huge blue dragon just standing in the middle of the
Always
path
fucking
of the
dragons.
intersection. There are two men that are shouting at each other. One of them turns and you can see his hands weave an intricate spell casting and small balls of light hit the dragon right in the chest. It turns towards the two and rears with pain. Turning back towards you, it then mimics the actions of the second spellcaster, who again casts a spell, weaves those same weaves of magic and says, I tell you again, it wasn't those darn meteors that killed her. It was me. And you hear the other old guy go, you're beside yourself if you think that it was you that actually killed that dragon. I remember it quite vividly. It was one of those meteors, and I'm sure that it set it on fire, and then it plummeted, and we were able to defeat the whole... Hello? What brings you out here?
What's with the dragon?
That's an illusion. Modo! And you see the other wizardly type turn around, and he looks at you and moves his hand a little bit, and the dragon kind of sits on the floor. It stays there, but it sits on the floor. He says, that's just an illusion. It's just an illusion. Yes, it's just an illusion.
So
Sense
Reggie's
motive.
going to walk up to the little dragon, or the dragon, and give it a little poke.
It's an illusion. Just make a will save as you walk up to it.
22 on the will save.
It's you can see right through it. It's just an illusionary creature. Now, Evats. Yes, what?
It's not a real fight, though.
No, they're just...
They're all illusionary magic.
Look, Evas, I've told you before, it was me that took that dragon down. You see, look, youngsters, come here. Let me tell you the tale. It's a wonderful tale, and I shall tell it the way that it actually happened. He's going to say all this guff that it wasn't true and that he did all of the work, but you see, we were once adventurers. Do you like adventurers?
Oh, yes, I very much do.
Well, the story goes like this. One day, a group of adventurers came into possession of an old treasure map. You see, we were those adventurers. And that treasure map, it was really a wonderful thing. And we thought it was going to be everything that we needed. No. That's not how it went. You see, the treasure map, it was a trap by a blue dragon. The dragon was too lazy to go out, so he sent a treasure map out into the world, and he would get adventurers to come to him and then eat them, so he didn't have to leave. Yes, that's I guess that's what happened. Foolhardy adventurers would often go to the lair, and then they'd get eaten by the dragon. But, you see, we were part of a group that was different from everybody else, for we were powerful. Now, following the information of many spells, we walked into there and we lured the dragon into the open, where we decided we would play a trap on her, him, whatever. We lured the dragon out into the open where we trapped her. And at that point, what I did was, and you can see him cast a spell at this point, Flopsy, and you notice that he's casting what looks like a fireball, and a little pea of fire shoots out of his hand and explodes above the imaginary dragon's head. And it was my fireball that did away with the dragon. No, it wasn't your fireball. It was mine. And you can hear a massive amount of explosions as this guy casts, and you see little motes of arrows with acid all about them. And these spells that they're casting are not quiet spells. They're actually quite loud and they're quite obtrusive. And they kind of just start arguing. No, it wasn't you that did that. It was me. It wasn't you. It was...
Sirs, we are members of the Night Watch. You're causing quite a ruckus. The fact you guys took down a dragon together is something that you guys should celebrate as a joint effort that was fantastic. And it doesn't matter who got the final blow. You did something fantastic together.
Make a diplomacy check. That was sweet, Lindsay. It's a real afternoon special sweet.
15.
What if you know what? You're right, youngster. We Evas, why do we always fight about this? We were there together. We cast our spells together, whether it's your meteors or my fireball or your acid arrows or my floating disc or fire shields, whatever it was. We did do this together, didn't we? That's right, Modo. We did do this.
My good sirs, perhaps the best way to continue this story is to write it down for people for generations to read it. You are obviously scholarly, and this would be a boon to society to hear of your power for generations to come.
Yes, you're right. You're right, young man. Very much. I shall take a pen and I shall write it down. No, I shall write it down. I've got the better penmanship of the both of us.
Should you wish, I could edit that writing together if you want. I'm happy to read both versions of the story and bring it together into a public-facing document.
Oh, yes. Sounds magnificent. What's your name, boy?
People call me Flopsy.
Yes. You are... What are you doing out here, anyway?
We just came to check on the crow's light to make sure it's okay, and we saw a little bit of disturbance, worried that the people around might be getting woken up and won't be able to make a full day's work tomorrow.
You see them both look at each other and they look a little ashamed. Oh, yes, that was probably us. Sorry for any inconvenience that we've caused. Look, how about here? And he kind of hands over a silver piece to each of you. Good boys. Let's be on our way now, Evas. Come on.
No need, sir. We're just doing our job.
No, it's quite all right. We can keep the money. That's fine.
And they both walk off and say, good night to you, watchman.
Good night to you, sir, Ivas and Modo.
How will you find me with the manuscript?
Why don't you come and seek us? We shall be in the Wise Quarter.
Excellent. That's where we're staying.
And off they trottle.
Do we not want to ask them about the vampire or no?
I think we've missed that.
Yep, cool.
Eccentric old people.
Yep.
Can we head on down to the crow's light?
You can start heading down to the Crow's Light.
Down the abutment?
So you head down to the abutment. The Crow's Light, when you get there, it's just a large fire. There's a couple of attendants on their way with some essentially guarding the Crow's Light, making sure that lighthouse keepers is the better term for them.
Just do a general check-in, make sure nothing untoward.
Nothing untoward's happening. They report that everything's as normal.
Any rumours of vampires or rats or pipers?
Make a diplomacy check.
Vampipers.
13?
Nothing that they've heard of. There's nothing like that they know of. They're mostly just lighthouse keepers. They stay out here for most of the time, live in the little house that's over there. They get wood shipped to them. They don't even have to go into town.
This would be the perfect place to find out how much wood would a woodchuck chuck.
If only you had a woodchuck. So, where to next? Shall we head on to Duck Hollow?
Yes.
Yeah, should we head on to Duck Hollow?
I think that is a good place to go. If we can manage to find the place called the Waterfront on the way, that would be most helpful.
Well, I believe Duck Hollow is pretty close to the waterfront. I think that's where all the ship captains were, and if I remember correctly, there was like an inn there where all the ship captains visited and all that kind of stuff.
There was.
The ship's wheel.
Yes.
Excellent.
Wasn't that the one that we were told to
Yes.
be careful?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of inns there that are a bit rough. This is a slightly rougher area, if I am
There is
correct.
the Inn of No Hope as well.
Yeah, so this is the place where we don't want to be.
Yeah, because apparently the rest of this area that we've been through is not been rough enough with chokers and little girls with magic powers and thugs pretending to be us.
Well, let's see what this has got in store for us then. Let's do this.
Excellent. Take the lead there, Miles, and as you go, Flopsy will tap him on the shoulder and go, "Smile, little fishy."
Say that!
As he takes off, Miles whack the round reaction, just whack.
And you move off down the coastal road towards Dock Hollow, or Old Town as other people like to call it. Through the Vale, you hear the sound of nightlife. As you near the area of the docks off to your right, you hear the sound of a single set of footsteps approaching just on the other side of the Vale.
Okay.
Hello there. Definitely not the watch.
After you wait a moment or two, a single figure appears. A woman clad in shimmering emerald green steps from the fog. She's one of the most stunningly beautiful women that any of you has ever seen. She bows at you and she points back to the water.
Hello, miss. Are you lost?
She looks at you and she just points her finger at you and she beckons at you and points back at the water. Just straight at you, Miles.
I think I'll go see what she wants.
I think we should all follow.
Yes, I'm a bit wary tonight after some of the other stuff we found. I
Come on then,
approach her.
madam, after
And
you.
you approach.
Yep.
As you approach, Miles, can you make a will save for me, please?
And there was me saying, there couldn't possibly be.
That's a 7.
I thought it was fortitude saves you stuffed all the time.
You get the idea that this lady is in some type of mortal danger and that she's beckoning to you because she needs you to come with her. She hasn't said a single word. She hasn't opened her mouth, but she's beckoned to you and pointed at the water and something's going on. She turns and she starts walking back into the mist, beckoning for you to follow her.
She's in trouble. We must go help her. And I follow.
Reg tries to grab Miles's hand to stop him. Hang on, boy. Just a second.
Madam, what seems to be the problem?
She's disappeared into the mist. So she's turned around, walked towards the water into the mist.
Is Miles still trying to move in that direction?
Yep.
You're feeling...
Oh,
She needs help. We got to go help her. Come on, it's our duty.
Hang on, mate. Hang on.
She didn't say a word.
You can tell in her eyes. Let's go. Come on.
Didn't think he was looking at her eyes.
If a game mechanic question: if somebody's charmed or
Yep.
something like that, will a detect magic detect that?
The
Or-
real question is, why do you think he's charmed? So what in the game has Reg actually seen that thinks that
I've seen one woman not say a thing,
Yep.
just
the
beckon.
most beautiful woman
Yeah,
he's ever
yeah,
seen?
which I'm a
Is
little
this
bit-
out of character for Miles?
No, not so much. No, which is why I'm trying to hold him onto him because he's not thinking with his proper head yet. So,
Just make a perception check.
okay, no.
A perception check will actually tell you whether somebody's ensorcelled.
Oh, really? Can I
Yes,
do
it
another
will.
one then?
No,
13.
definitely not.
Do we all get a chance at doing that?
Yes, you do. But I guess what you guys are operating on right now is the fact that you've heard me ask him to make a will save. So you got to ask yourself, if I went outside and we had that conversation and then Miles just started walking after a...
Well, if you'd have done that, we'd have still been doing the same because why would you need to take him out of the room? I think that's the problem
Yeah.
with some of the mechanics on this is there's no way to be blind to the fact that something's happened.
Something's
You have
happening.
to role play it.
Yeah.
So
So Miles, you would definitely believe with all your soul that
yeah,
this lady is in mortal
if Reggie
danger
is still
and
holding
needs
onto my
your help.
hand, I'd probably try and break free and keep going.
Oh, cool. Can we do this really cool kung fu kind of grapple kind of trying to, because I don't want him to walk off. Like irrespective of whether it's something nefarious or not, Reg does not want Miles to just go running off into the dark after another bit of skirt. So is it CMD, CMB? What's going on?
Well, this is you guys. You can follow
so
him. I mean, there are other ways than like Miles has walked off before and you've never
Yeah,
tackled
so
him.
like Miles, just hang on, mate. We'll all go. Just make sure we all go together. Don't go running off.
Well, then come on, stop dawdling. Let's go.
Right, Flopsy. Right.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Can I ask you another mechanics question?
Yep, sure.
So the perception check was for me to notice anything untoward. I wouldn't have needed that check then, right?
What do you mean?
When the lady beckoned.
The perception check is to notice Miles acting differently.
Okay.
So, if you're walking with them, now you can make your perception check.
It's a natural 20
Oh wow.
at 26.
At 26, you can see that Miles is lusting.
Ah, I've seen this before. He's got his divining rod out.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to say he's walking with 3 legs.
Yeah, he's kind of got a glazed over look in his eye, and he's
Again, nothing different for Miles.
and he's just following.
Come
your,
on, then.
Your wand of healing. Sexual healing.
Come on, then.
Sorry, was that no? Okay, right. Sorry, right. Let's roll.
It's a lot quicker.
As in, let's go. Sorry, not let's roll dice, but let's go. Yep.
I keep following.
Come on, then. Let's follow him down to the. Follow that lady. What's her name? Emeralda?
I don't know. She didn't say anything. She just said, you could
What
tell
was-
in her eyes that she was upset and she needed help. So
She
Well,
looked like, she
it's
looked
our
like
job. Let's go. Stop
looked-
yammering. Let's go. And
looked like a
takes off.
countess of some sort. So
Stop your talking. Let's go. We got to get after her.
Come on then.
So you do you shake off Reggie's hand? Because
Yeah.
he's grabbed
God,
you.
I've let go because we're all going now. I was only holding on to it because I didn't want us all to split. So yeah,
Right.
we're all going.
And you walk towards the water. You hear the sound of the waves crashing. You get onto the wooden dock area. And just in the distance, as you get a little bit closer, you can see her form. And she looks at you again, Miles. She beckons you to come with her and she points into the ocean. And then she jumps off the end of the pier as she beckons you to follow.
There she goes. Quick, after her.
No, Miles. Right, can I trip him as he goes?
You're heading off?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Reggie will be like, Flopsy, I don't think this is legit. And as he goes to try and walk away from me, I'm going to try to trip him as he moves away from me.
Okay, make your trip roll.
That was an unsuccessful trip.
So do you just try and sweep his leg?
Yeah, as he goes, the classic kind of clowning around trip. I just tried to do that with a little bit more finesse.
A little bit of an ankle tap.
Yeah, and it turned into just a caress on the ankle.
A caress on the ankle. So, Miles, you move up the remainder of the 30 feet to the edge of the dock.
Yep.
Yeah, you see
Miles,
that, Flopsy. You got to
we're
do
not
anything.
dressed for a swim. Certainly, you aren't either. We don't jump in there. We don't know what's going on. A little bit of investigation before heading off, please.
You believe her? She's in dire danger.
She's in trouble. We have to save her. And I drop my jacket and I dive in. Jacket
Flopsy, you
gone.
going to do anything other than talk to him?
No.
Okay. And both of you see Miles get to the end of the 30-foot pier and disappear off the edge into the water.
Can Flopsy make a check to make sure that this isn't a female vampire's behaviour?
Yes.
Religion?
Yep.
26 again.
It could be a vampire.
Great. Reggie, this could be the female vampire. Seductive, luring,
Yeah,
all the things he said, right?
maybe, but
There is mist around.
But Miles just jumped off the edge of the pier. We need to sort that out now.
I'm
Yeah.
not going in that.
I assume Tippy's like flying above the water where I landed.
There's no way I'm going in there.
I'm not going to try and swim. I can't swim. This is not going to go well. Yep. Are you in the water now?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. I'll go after him.
Two gentlemen, quite powerful, Ivas and Modo. Maybe they could join our group.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to go in. Yeah.
There's
No.
no way Flopsy is diving in that water.
No, I get it. It's just down to me. We haven't got Jack or what's her name? Jill.
Piara. Piara.
I hate you guys so much right now.
Let's go.
You head to the edge of the pier, and past the pier, you see just off the edge, Miles in a boat off the edge of the pier, a little rowboat at the bottom, and you see
Is
this
he alone?
emerald-clad lady just over the top of him. And as you're looking at her, she starts to change. Her form moves into that of a hideous humanoid creature with slimy, transparent skin, webbed humanoid hands, and a snaggle-toothed horse-like face with giant fangs. And you can see
What a babe.
you can see her more open with a great smile, and she strokes Miles's hair as she starts to pick up an oar as if she's about to start rowing away.
Flopsy, we need a bomb.
Not a vampire. Okay, and not swimming. I'm okay with all of this.
How far away is the boat?
The boat's just off the edge, about 10 foot down.
So you can throw a bomb on this. Yep. Okay, cool. So what am I going to do? I'm going to jump onto the boat.
You're going to jump on the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, make an acrobatics check, please.
Oh, dice rolling.
Let's see if your
Hasn't gone so well.
Let's see if
We're
your
on a boat.
acrobatics can actually jump onto the boat or dump you into the water.
Fuck off, fucking dice.
It's only a DC 10 to get the boat.
14.
Okay, so
I rolled a 4. Yeah, my acrobatics is plus
Okay,
10.
you were never going to get into the drink with any roll that you had anyway. But you deftly jumped down that 10 foot, not taking any damage, landing on the boat beside this creature who whips around and looks at you with just rage in their eyes.
Is that a full round action then, or is that like a move action?
Walking down to the end and then jumping off would have been all of what you could do because it was 30 foot. To the
Okay, yeah,
end of
cool.
So you're in the boat anyway. Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Flopsy would like to do a knowledge check on this creature.
Mm-hmm. So do you walk to the end of the pier?
Yeah.
So you do.
Strolls to the edge of the pier.
You move to the end of the pier, looking over, you can see the boat. Now there's Reg in the boat. There's this weird aquatic kind of pale-skinned, slimy creature. And you can see Miles just staring at her like she's the most gorgeous thing he's ever seen.
It's from a farm.
Oh, squeal.
Can I do a knowledge check to understand what kind of creature that might be?
That's a knowledge planes. Please,
Oh, planes. Yep.
You got some of that?
Yeah, I got 28 of that.
Sweet.
28.
Up the
Thank
wazoo on the planes.
you.
You think that this creature is what is called a kelpie.
Ooh.
A medium fey aquatic shape changer that is known for luring people into traps and eating them. You also know that they have a resistance to fire.
Resistance to fire.
Yes.
What about acid?
Anything else that's useful? They swim.
Aquatic creature.
Yeah, can't swim. It doesn't need to, it just sinks.
If it needs to go without saying, aquatic creatures can swim, they could probably breathe underwater, that kind of stuff.
How can it be resistant to fire then? That's weird.
Right.
What do you mean?
Well, you'd have thought it'd have been resistant to like cold or electrical, but fire would have maybe been a vulnerability.
'Cause
For
it's
a
wet.
for a water thing.
It
Yeah,
doesn't catch on fire.
I suppose.
Flopsy, you've looked at them, you've recognized this as a kelpie, horse-faced thing. What are you going to do?
Oh, Kelpian, huh?
He will yell out what he's just found to Reginald. So Reginald understands the Dynus. Say, slap Miles. He seems to be ensorcelled. Slap him out of it. So Flopsy's going, I don't need to kill the creature. I just need to get my colleagues back on the pier. So he's going to throw a bomb, but he's going to throw it at the boat. Try and burn the boat.
On finding out this is an aquatic animal, I'm not sure my initial assessment about bombing the boat was a great idea.
Too late now.
Our eyes meet and we agree. Yes.
As the
Let's
bomb's
bomb the
leaving
boat.
his fingers.
Range touch attack is, oh, that's a nice little range touch attack.
What are
20
you,
to
what are
hit.
you aiming for? Just the boat?
Just the boat.
Fuck.
Yeah, burn the boat.
Your bomb hits the boat.
How big's the boat?
It's a boat-sized boat.
Great.
A 12-footer.
Excellent. So the bomb goes off doing.
Oh dear.
The bomb does 8 points of damage,
Yep.
fire damage.
Yep.
And everyone on the boat takes 5 points of fire damage.
Oh.
Do I not get to reflex that?
Yes, you can.
Do I get to reflex that?
You can.
Even though I'm in.
DC 14 reflex saves for half damage.
Lovely. So how much was it? 5?
5 or
So
2.
3. Oh, 2 goes down, does it?
Yeah, you round down.
I'd
And
reflex
yes,
it,
Miles,
17.
I would say that you get yourself involved in this because while you think she's a beautiful creature, a bomb falling down is still something that you could react to.
So I reflex successfully. So I took half damage. Does that snap me out of the ensorcel?
Nope. No, it does not. So Miles is still standing there just...
How's the boat looking?
The boat is a little bit singed, a bit on fire, but it doesn't seem... One of the terrors of being on a boat is that your boat catches on fire, so they're built to withstand this, and that certainly was not enough fire to actually do any major damage to a boat. It does a bit, but you're not sinking the boat if that's what you're
Well,
asking.
Flopsy's going to watch them sail off into the distance and then turn back around and head into Old Town.
So we have now the picture of a boat that's a little bit singed, a little bit on fire. There's this kelpie creature inside. Miles, who's obviously in love and is about to run away for the happiness of his life, or what is left of it. We've got Reg on the boat, whose go it is right now. We've got Flopsy, who's just thrown a bomb into the boat.
I'm going to flurry. Let's go.
Okay, you're just going to hit her?
Yeah, I'm just going to go straight
Go
for it.
nuts.
19 to hit.
That will strike her.
Okay, so that is max damage. 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Second hit is a 21.
Yeah,
To
that
hit. Yep.
definitely hits.
And another 3 points of damage.
You smack her twice. What do those smacks look like? You punch her in the face?
So I'm a little bit uneasy on my feet in the boat, so I'm not bothering to kick or anything like that. So I've just done a quick cross jab. There we go. Pop, pop, like boxing style.
You smash her in a big horse face.
In the big maw, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just imagining Ralph Macchio falling off the boat. In the
Yeah,
Karate Kid
that's
at this
exactly
point
what
in
I was
time.
thinking.
You're just standing on the side.
Oh,
and
you
then
all went
flipping-
behind the ear.
And then flipping off. Flopsy, it's your go.
Flopsy's going to cast a ray of frost at the lady.
Ooh.
This is one hell of a bloody night, I tell you.
Look, we wouldn't be in this mess if he'd saved his will save. he would have shook it off.
But even
and it
before
would have
this,
just been a strange moment.
Even before this, I
14
don't think I'll
touch.
be coming back for another shift.
No, I definitely don't think I'll be coming back for another shit.
14 on a touch attack.
A 14 on a touch attack. A 14 strikes her.
2 points of damage.
2 points of cold damage.
Yep.
A beam of absolute cold strikes her in front of you, Reg. You had to get your hand out in time as it smashes her in her stupid horse face again. But she,
Where was my hand?
on a stupid horse face. I'm going to regret saying that so many times,
You
aren't I?
really are.
Yep. And you move your hand out of the way. Now it's her turn. The first thing that she does is look straight at you.
Yeah.
Who?
2 slam attacks, Reg,
Right, who? Oh,
straight in your face. Now I'm going to roll these both at the same time. I'm swapping my dice like you've swapped your dice today.
Didn't help me. Let's see if it helps you.
It won't because I roll like terrible.
I knew that was. You see,
I rolled terrible.
he's rolled
now.
a 2 and a 3, and he's
Yeah.
going to tell us it's
Okay.
a 19 and an 18. You
So the first roll, natural 1. That will attempt to confirm with you with, wait for it, a natural 9. Does a natural 9 hit you?
it does not.
Ooh, fumble. Let's get ready to fumble.
I fumble for ya. I fumble for ya.
I never get to have any fun. Never get to have any fun.
Please.
You're talking about you're in your element. You're doing all these voices. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
you're
you've
doing
got-
all the acting.
You have been so seductive that you've just seduced Miles, the MVP of this party.
This creature's just died. Watch. Hang on. What's the fumble? Go.
One of her claws slides out to get you. It misses you entirely. And as you jump, you actually kick her hand into the boat that's on fire. A splinter strikes straight through her hand, cutting her, giving her what's called bleeding fist. And she takes 1d6 points of bleed damage, which is going to continue every fucking round. Can you please roll a 6? Watch this. Watch what happens now.
A D6.
D6, please.
1.
Oh, yes! Okay, so at least that's there. But she has one more claw to go.
You roll
and
so
that,
shit, man.
So that
It's
happens
on
on every
everything.
round?
Anything that matters,
I know.
you roll shit.
I know, right? 4. There we go. No.
the next claw, I'm a little happy with this, was a natural 16, which gets a 22 armor class.
Yes,
The-
it hits. It hits.
It hits.
Yes.
I want to play this out. Sometimes I want to savor a moment.
Oh, this
as
is the
well.
moment we're going to dwell
Okay.
on,
Yeah.
not the bleeding fist.
Sometimes I want to win D&D.
You enjoy it, Justin. You take him out.
Oh, I can't even get my dice.
And
inside my
because
dice
I'm
roller.
insulted, I'm going to go for you this combat.
Now, that is terrible damage. 4 points of physical damage. However, as the claw hits you, guess what it gets to do?
Splinter.
It gets to make a grapple check. And guess what I rolled?
Go.
Guess.
The 20. A
Other
1.
side.
A 1.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Natural 1.
So that was 4 points of.
That was 4 points of physical damage and a natural 1. I'm not sure she got out of this much better than she started. She's bleeding out of her hand.
And do I get a chance to grapple her?
but at least
don't.
she's found love.
No.
Miles, this radiant thing of beauty is just, it's in front of you. She's in dire trouble, and Reggie's just jumped into the boat and is starting to attack her. Flopsy's throwing bombs down on the boat. How are you responding to this?
Don't hurt my love. Leave her alone. We're going to be happy together. And I'm going to be cheering on my new Kelpie girlfriend,
Her name's
Whatever floats your boat, Miles. That's fine.
Kelly the Kelpie.
Flopsy, it's your go.
Flopsy's going to Ray of Frost her one more time.
Ooh,
Natty 19. Let's call
That's
that
good.
a touch
Wish I could roll like
attack.
that.
Oh, 3 points max damage, 3 points of cold.
3 points of cold. Isn't it nice to see that Flopsy's pulled out the big guns?
Look at this all day.
The big 3-pointers.
All day.
I think the key point here is he's hitting and doing
Yeah,
damage.
he's doing consistent
yeah,
amounts
that's
of
right.
damage,
Yep.
which is nice.
There
I
was
remember those days.
There was a
with the
period of
library.
time where Reg hit with 3 damage, like every time.
No, that was on the robot
No
in
one
the library.
complained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do it.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that was first.
Flopsy's a piece of shit for 3 damage.
Back then, you were half the level you were now.
I think I constantly complained when he was doing 3 points of damage.
Yeah, that's true.
You shut up. You don't fuck all.
Stop coming in between our love.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you do fuck nothing and fuck all.
Reg, it's up to you now.
Okay, Reg's just going to pull into his Zen space and do another flurry to the face. First one is a 22.
Okay, Miles, will a 22 hit you? I'm assuming that's
no,
who
no,
you're
no,
hitting.
no. He's behind her.
just put him out of his misery. Of course, 22's going to hit
3
him.
points of damage.
Oh, see, 3 points.
3
Good job.
points.
Good job for your 3 points of damage. I expect better from Brett.
and another 20 to hit.
Yeah, that smacks her deep in her horse
Max
face.
damage, 4 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Piece of fucking shit.
It's only because we don't expect much from Miles. Hello,
Hello, Dr. Freud. Dr. Freud.
We don't expect much from Reg. We don't expect too much. Okay. You smash her in the face again with the 2 jabs?
Yeah, I'm just going straight for the jab thing again. I'm still not happy on where I am in the boat.
It's the Kelpies go.
Did you do a bleed damage now or at the end?
I do the bleed damage now. Thanks for
Cool.
reminding
That's all right.
me.
No problem.
That's
Do
wonderful.
we roll it
of
again
you.
though, right?
Do I
You
roll?
don't-
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, you don't roll it again. It's the same damage every time.
Accumulative there, right?
She has a 1 bleed now. That could have been a 6 bleed. But
Yeah,
no,
all right. I know.
No, it was
I
a
know.
1 bleed.
No, watch. 1. There we go.
Well
Yeah.
done, Reggie, for that 1 point of damage.
That means Reggie's done quite a bit of damage this round. The Kelpie looks right at your stupid little halfling face.
Punch him in the face, dear.
So
and
racist.
slaps out at you with 2 claws, this time doing something a little bit better. Does a 16 hit you?
Well, I'm assuming this is the hand coming around with the big splinter sticking out of it. So I
Yep.
see it coming. It's very much telegraphed maneuver. So as that comes through, I kind of hop to one leg and duck underneath that and then reestablish my balance by putting my other foot back down.
See, but the thing is that the blood that splatters from there gets a little bit in your eye and you don't see it coming, but a 21 claw attack
Will hit.
smashes into you and you take 4 points of damage plus a CMB grapple check of 17.
That beats it, yep.
And she initiates the grapple.
Okay.
You are now grappled. Miles, you see her reach out, gently caress the halfling in the boat, grabbing him, keeping him pinned in his stupid little halfling.
Good one, dear.
She's touching another man.
Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Miles, wake up!
How does she look?
Awful.
Like a horse.
She's so pretty.
She's a bit
Oh, let's go around the room one more time, people. Awful. Horse. So pretty.
No, ask it again. Ask it again.
How does she look?
You can tell she's upset because she's got a long face.
That was a good one, dear.
She's looking pretty bad. Her hand's bleeding profusely, which isn't nice, but she's also taken a significant amount of pummel damage. But she's got a new halfling to provide.
No. I mean,
The flag on the play.
Europe. Anyway, what are you doing, Flopsy?
Flopsy will, for a change, do a ray of frost at her from the edge of the...
Deborah.
This one finding it hard to get between her and Reginald in a grapple, going wide.
Oh no, that's not good. Reginald, you're finding
so
yourself in a grappled condition right now.
I can only make one. Is it one melee attack?
You can do both of your melee attacks.
I can't flurry while I'm grappled, can I?
I believe you can.
You can. It's just got negatives.
She's only allowed to make one attack. You're allowed to make all of yours.
Okay.
But with
It's at
negatives.
-2 plus whatever your negatives for flurrying is.
I'm going to go in for a double headbutt. So that is a 15 to hit
She moves her head out of the way.
on the first one.
She's got
It's
negatives
massive.
because she's
It's-
grappled, right?
It's massive, though.
Moves her head out of the way.
It's massive, though.
Stop trying to kiss my girl.
She's mine, Miles. She's mine. Can you see how
girl
she's
is
holding
mine.
me? She loves me. No, and the other one doesn't hit either.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 4.
Suck it. I just wanted to publicly know that you suck. And so, Miles, you see your new girlfriend in an embrace with a halfling. You can see their lips moving together as she embraces him. It's her go, Reg.
So bleed damage.
Bleed damages
Yep.
taken. While she's grappling you, she wants to move you. She's going to attempt to throw you into the water.
Okay. Cool.
That's a grapple check with a +5. That is an 18 to beat your CMD.
On grapple.
Yep.
Yep, that beats it.
And you see them both go into the water as she
Oh.
attempts to move with you into the water at the same time. Brett?
Flopsy's not sure whether to throw a bomb at his feet and walk away in the smoke or just turn and walk wistfully, never looking back.
So she disappears into the water, Miles, holding Reggie. They both go over the side of the boat.
She's mine, bitch.
And you hear in your head the voice of rules that say a victim under the effects of the captivating lure moves towards a kelpie using the most direct means available. If the path leads into a dangerous area, such as through fire or off a cliff, that creature receives a second saving throw to end the effect before moving into peril.
Come on, Lindsay.
The victim does not consider water a dangerous area and will enter the water even if it cannot swim or breathe.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm coming.
That was a roller coaster ride of rules, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
The suspense.
I try and swan dive off the edge.
Swan dive.
Yep, swan dive into the boat.
Okay. You swan dive off the edge.
Yep.
And you're into the water. Flopsy, you see Miles fly into the water. You've seen Reg go over with this kelpie creature. What are you going to do?
I can't see them anymore, can I?
They've both gone off. You can see that there's bubbles and that they're right next to the boat. So you can see the.
Can I see her?
Yes, you can see both Reg and her just off to the side of the boat because they've essentially just pushed off. You can see all three of them.
Oh, so we haven't submerged?
No, you haven't submerged yet.
Flopsy, not wanting to, but doing this, will grab a scroll out of his pouch.
Yes.
Dimension door?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Read from the scroll. A gigantic sound bursts on the creature.
Yep.
She gets to make a fortitude save as a sound burst goes off.
Oh, he's already smiling. Look at this. Oh,
See, the thing right here is that I've got a kelpie creature that's in my possession who I'm taking control of. She's bleeding. She's heavily damaged.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And now a sound burst comes off. What's the damage of a sound burst, Brett?
It's 1d8.
1d8.
Can she hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
A 1d8 could mean life or death right now
Yeah.
for Reg.
Life
or death
you're not
right
wrong.
now.
You're not wrong.
For Miles, and whether or not Flopsy needs to now join up with Pierre as a party. And we're going to find out the answer to that next time.
Fuck off. There's more to happen. There's more. This is a... oh, fuck. Now everyone's going to go and read that spell when they get off. Don't read the spell before next week. Don't read the spell before next week.
I'm going to drown so hard.
I'm going to die
Can I
before I drown.
So one of us can play Piera, and the other one can play the Death Player.
Evas and Modo and Jack and